Hello, children. From last time, I was told that I was too excited. So, for this next product placement, I will not be as excited. Check out the Barnyard Bash poster with Charlie, Mia, Gomez, and this mystery animatronic. Well, it doesn't matter. This lassie. That's the name. And if you don't want a poster, why not get the sticker? I think it looks pretty good, you know. So why don't you go ahead and get that one? Hope you all have a pleasant day.
Before the video starts, I would like to ask that you guys subscribe to my channel, turn on the bell for notifications, leave a comment down below, and like the video. I would heavily appreciate it. Hope you enjoy.
Hope you're done with your tests.
We are. Don't worry about that. We're just checking up on some other things. I understand you're tired, and I bet you're wanting to sleep right now, so go ahead and
Shut up.
Great.
Grumpy, isn't he?
A little bit. Reminds me of my
That's
children.
usual at this point. There we go.
15 hours.
That was interesting.
I'm assuming there was nothing of note.
Nothing
No.
at all, actually.
That's wonderful. Nothing of note. He took a nap in the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Nothing even a little in the...
No abnormalities.
Nope.
He's completely normal.
Including the full body scans. No
Yep,
permanent
no
damage.
permanent damage at all. So whatever this is not connected to his physical body. It's something he can control.
Oh,
Just
wait.
is
What do you
connected
mean
to
no
him.
permanent damage?
No bullet wounds of any sort.
Not even
Anything
scars?
that, I mean, well, of course he still has the cloth, but that was when he was awake.
Well, the skin is almost as though... Well, the cloth, it acts like skin
It acts
after
like
a while,
skin, so other
yes.
than that abnormality, everything else is completely normal.
It seems that anything that would have taken place before he reset seems to still be in line.
He's a
So,
healthy
if he
man.
were to get cut, then, or something, like a scar on his arm, and then after he falls asleep, and, he resets, theoretically would stay, would it go away? Or...
Theoretically, the scar would stay as long as it was in his time span.
I'm just more surprised still that there's nothing with his brain. I thought that'd
Not-
be the
I
thick
believe
object,
there would
Fair.
be as well. It's quite surprising to me.
especially
Mhm.
since the brain handles more of the sleeping procedures.
Right.
Should we run more tests?
I'm not sure what tests we
I
can
don't
do.
know what
Perhaps
else
we
there
can
would be
have
to
a
run.
reality
I mean,
checking device.
more like a sleeping test. We'll let him have his 8 hours sleep. We'll wake him up in the morning. And from there, well, we'll see, right?
I'd suggest letting him sleep as long as he need to be.
I know, it's just average amount of sleep.
Yes.
Afterwards, we'll keep him up for a day or two, and we'll have him reset.
Mhm.
Still
I also
doing that.
find it interesting that the O5 is letting you bring me in on so many of these.
Well, that's more or less due to my tampering.
But I'm not arguing. I enjoy experimenting with Davis more than a staircase.
Well, yes, the staircase doesn't really do much anymore anyways.
Exactly.
I am requesting that you be reassigned to this, seeing as we've more or less have some history with Davis. It'd be easier for us to, well, just
Correct.
test and talk to him. I'm
I mean-
curious to ask about any injuries that he may have, or if you can recall anything.
Yeah, he's told me about a few that he's gathered before resetting.
Well, that's before resets. Again, I'm very curious if it's just maybe if it is death itself or it's the threshold of pain.
So what are you suggesting?
I don't entirely know. Maybe take him to the
Well-
pelvis breaker.
Ugh. That seems like a poor idea.
It does.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the The
he
ways
wouldn't
he
have.
died aren't very
Well, his
painful.
pelvis wouldn't be broken for much longer.
Well,
If your theory's correct.
yeah, that's also true.
Yes.
Also, he's been reset with painless ways, like being shot in the head. You can't really feel that very quick.
No.
From what I remember, didn't he mention feeling the reverberation?
Yeah, but for a split second before he woke back up.
Yes, but I can only. Well, to be fair, I don't really know many people that survive bullet shots to the head.
Well, he really didn't. If that's where
Rare
we're headed.
occasions, they do exist.
I know.
Depending on
It's just the
where.
way he does. He died due to that.
Correct.
And seeing as the bullet did penetrate through his head, shot and ricocheted around his brain until it was nothing but soup, I could only imagine the amount of pain that might have been there. He was probably only alive for a few seconds, if even that.
Right.
I'm curious
So
to test him with
depending
other
on what it is.
SCPs.
Depends
Lower
on
class
which one.
SCPs.
Yes, yes.
Perhaps the picture one. Perhaps there's something there that can allow us to see what he really wants.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, that one. We could try that.
There are hallucinogenic SCPs, like the gas mask or the skull.
Not entirely certain about those. He might act different, more or less.
True.
He
To
seems
be
a
fair, we
fun-
know most about the skull. It just seems to send you back into the body of a World War II vet.
Yes, but I don't wish for him to relive some of those memories. After all, he was a
Correct.
vet.
Ooh. Right. Forgot about that. How did I forget that? I offered for him to beat me up for a week.
Well, it was a week for him.
For him.
Fair, but still.
Just
I thought
imagine
about that for a while.
his body fully regenerates. Does that mean he could... Theoretically speaking, of course, could he predict a fight, like, back-to-back, pretty much, like, 1 for 1? He knows he'll throw... He knows when somebody's about to throw a fist or shoot him, and it's only...
I mean,
At that
yes,
point, it's just
from what
memory.
I've gathered, he's been shot numerous times and he had to get himself out of that situation.
And he does seem to have an adequate memory.
When not on amnestics like he was
Correct.
previously.
Even in panic, he seems to recall the situations almost perfectly.
I have also gone and asked for reclassification of the subject. Seeing as,
So,
technically, if
what?
he were to be stuck in a loop, so would we. And we wouldn't even know it.
So, world or universe level?
We don't know.
Probably universe, if that's how big it is going.
We're not certain about that either. It might be stuck to our world, or it might go from there.
We could always ask 343.
Yeah, I'm not certain if he'd be willing to answer that, even.
Or if he'd know.
Or if you could break the cycle.
I doubt he could do that.
Yes, yeah. I wishful thinking. But still.
Right. If it were that easy, then I believe he would have done that for Davis when they had their meeting.
Yes. Yes. Do you think he's having a good night's sleep right now, or would it be rude of us to walk in?
I can go. We can go check. Yeah, you can go check, Doctor.
It seems well. Nothing odd.
Suppose we can go check in on him then.
Well, I do have a few questions. We'll just drag him out into the interrogation room. Interrogate. Reginald, would you mind standing out and taking notes?
Yeah, sure.
Would you like me to be in there with you?
I'd like it if you were.
All right.
I'll be right between the glass.
Yes.
Alrighty.
If he gets pissy, well,
I'll let him put it out on me. I'm usually the one that causes things, I guess.
not exactly.
Before.
Is something the matter?
No, you just woke me up in the middle of my sleep.
Our apologies.
What? I'm tired as hell.
We understand you're tired. We just want to ask a few questions, if you wouldn't mind.
You're not gonna fucking leave me alone, are you? Until I answer those damn questions, are you?
Perhaps not. Come along. It's alright, take a seat. Take a seat.
What questions? What the fuck do you want?
Well, there are a couple concerning questions about your ability.
Yeah? What about it?
Well, for one, we are more or less wondering, how many injuries would you say have affected you?
I don't know. What? Like, you're saying how many times I got shot?
Or scratches, or anything of the sort.
I mean, yeah, I had a cat when I was younger. This little fucker decided to scratch me a lot.
What would those scratches be?
Oh, he usually liked biting my ankles and scratching there. I remember one time I was wearing shorts and he just clawed the hell out of my leg. What?
Nothing. Did you have to go to the hospital for that?
I was like 5. That was like 2 years before I first died, so... Yeah, my parents took me to, not a hospital, but they poured a fuck ton of alcohol on them. Or on me, on my leg. So, yeah, that was really that.
Did it scar?
Well, I mean, they weren't too deep, but yeah, you could probably see a little bit of scarring, I guess.
It could be due to old age. It could be due to aging, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how about as your time as a veteran?
I would just... You ask your questions very carefully now.
We don't mean to offend Davis. It's just we're trying to figure out exactly how your thing works.
Have there ever been times where you lived after a gunshot?
I mean... I don't... Fuck.
You can take your time. It's
not that. It's just... There's a lot of memories. And there's a lot of times when I died after a gunshot. I don't...
Was there a time where you were shot in the shoulder and you lived? Or maybe, perhaps a nick in the head or something?
You guys examined my body, you tell me.
We did, that's why we're asking.
We're just covering all of our bases. We're making sure that we at least know a little something.
One time, when I was walking down an alley with a company of mine, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw a kid. Must have been 7. Pulled out a gun and...
You don't need to...
He shot... grazed my skull, like... I don't know, like about a centimeter off or something. Yeah, the combat medic was on my ass, so I was fine.
What would you say that would be on your head exactly?
Probably just right on my forehead. It was pretty small, so I got lucky. Hurt it like a bitch though, so
Would you mind waiting here a little? I guess, sure. Very good. My cat?
We're talking about gunshot wounds. He was shot for that trial of.
I know.
That really didn't do much to him. It did knock him down a bit, but.
I'm questioning more or less about. There was no scarring besides the only abnormality was the heart thing, right?
I believe, yes.
Do you think it's like a regenerative thing? I mean, he talked about many times how many times he died in the war, fighting and such. Do you think just it piles on and it starts to heal, or?
Perhaps. Not entirely sure, though. That's a good theory.
And testing that means he would have to die multiple times. Probably in quick succession of each other.
Likely.
Perhaps it's... It's probably best that we don't ask any more of those kind of questions about the war. And his time as a vet.
Yeah.
Likely the best option.
Unless it's absolutely necessary, of course.
Yes. Only one last question, as he's, as a veteran thing. It's more or less about how many times he's died.
That's going to be a large number.
I'm aware.
Make sure it's documented.
I will.
Thing is, if he's... he remembered how long he spent beating Reggie up, right?
Yes.
Do you think he'll remember how long he spent with trying to survive?
I'm sure. Let's just get this over with.
Yes. Hello, 5162. A couple more questions and you can go back to sleep and we'll forget about this whole thing.
Shoot.
Right. Well, you remember how long you've spent with our colleague, Reggie, and
Yeah.
a week. I
remember feeling my skin peel because I beat the shit out of him till my knuckles grew raw.
I was wondering, more or less, if you could perhaps tell us how long you spent in Afghanistan.
What do you mean by that?
What do you remember? How long do you think you were there? Like, time-wise, like you spent a week killing Reggie, but it must have been a few minutes for each time. How long did you spend there in Afghanistan?
Man, I don't know. All I know is that I wanted to save my unit. I just wanted to save them. And every time I died, I learned a little bit more every time. But I always forgot something. A fucking landmine here, or a fucking sniper on a roof, or whatever. Just every fucking time.
How long do you think you were there? In that instance, your units.
That day, it must have been 6 months. It sure fucking felt like it. I'm not even sure. I might have been 4. I don't quite remember. It's hard to keep track when you die.
Very, very well. We're gonna reconvene quickly. Would you mind just staying here again?
Yeah, sure.
Very good, very good. It might be a universal level.
Yeah.
So,
We need to figure that out.
it might be it might be at a universal level.
Oh, yes, that is not good.
If he's right about it being months, then I'm quite certain the constellations would have changed. Yeah, correct?
Correct.
At least a little bit.
I'm
You'd
not sure
think.
because it would be resetting the day.
Yes, but think about it. If it was only on the world scale, it would only reset at that point. But it didn't. If it was only at that point, the constellations would have at least looked a bit different. Hell,
Likely
Mars and Jupiter would have changed.
Likely at that point, he wouldn't have even bothered to look at the stars, so we can't even ask him. He
Why
would've
would
been
you need
too
to look at the
focused.
stars? We'd be the ones that could see it.
We wouldn't be able to see if we can document those changes, if those changes were even documented.
They
because-
wouldn't. Why would
To
they?
us, it
If
would
they
be
would be
normal.
documented. The astronomers, hell, NASA would have documented it.
Yes, I suppose, but every little change would not be documented since they died repeatedly. We wouldn't be able to see what changed. We'd only see the result of him dying all those times.
Perhaps we should give NASA a call. Ask for a report.
All right.
Wouldn't be
I
a
can
bad
see if I
idea.
can get that done.
We can study some of the other stars. Mars, maybe the moon, too. I guess. We could see it with our own eyes, but... Send a report and we will be certain to check up on that at the very least.
Of course.
If it is on a universal scale, his classification will have to go up. If
What
that's
would
the
that mean?
case, we still don't know if he can die of old age or not. Or even if he should.
There might not be an end for him.
And if that's the case, we're going to be reset over and over and over again.
If he dies of a heart attack, he dies of lung disease, or whatever. We need to make sure he stays as healthy as possible. I need
won't be
to. I need
too
to
hard.
talk to. I need to talk to 05.
Of course.
We'll give it 10
Likely
years.
having-
10 years. If he starts, if he shows signs of aging, that means he is aging, right?
Correct.
Yes, but the problem would be if he does die naturally, would that do anything? But to be fair, he's been dying violent deaths every time. Perhaps it's only violent deaths.
Do you want him to read the book, the medical book?
I would not want that to happen, no, because we'd have to finish testing and then try that, but I'm not sure if that would work.
It would be of a natural cause.
I know. But
Technically, his heart could stop beating. He could have a stroke on the floor.
In a sense, a stroke could be considered violent. It's definitely not a peaceful way to go out.
if it's cleared, I won't have any qualms with it, but I personally don't think we should be doing that right away.
I don't either.
I still need to talk to 05 about this.
Having some 500s on standby would be a good idea.
I really don't want him to be immortal.
I don't either.
That'd be a sad life.
It would be a sad life.
It would. A lizard would have someone to talk to.
That lizard. I think you'd rather kill him.
That would be an interesting conversation that I hope never happens.
Are you suggesting now he's introduced her to?
Absolutely not.
We don't know how that would go. It could go either way.
True.
It is going to be a situation of we walk in there one day and he beats all of us to death or shoots us
And he
For-
escapes.
and he runs or tries to.
He could die a multitude of times.
He could perfect a plan very quickly.
For us, quickly. For him, years.
Though I don't think he wants to escape.
At that point, if the aging would be a possibility, we'd pick up on it, at least. Do we know how long he spent killing both of you? Back in his old containment area?
Not entirely. I imagine it was a few tries.
Could have been as long as he spent with me.
Could have been
Longer.
less. Could have
All he
been
wanted to do
longer.
was get to our office, see what we were doing.
He's ransacked my desk.
He did attempt escapes as well. Did he not? In that same time span?
From what he said, and what he said as a D class, yes.
Also, why have we not gotten him more comfortable clothing?
He hasn't
He's
requested
requested.
any clothing.
I've offered, I've said he can request clothing, but he says no.
I think he's used to it. The discomfort, at least.
That is likely accurate.
Could be due to his military job.
Would have had to wear the same thing more or less every day.
More or less.
He does have a few changes, though, just in case we need to wash that one.
Do you think his bear patch will go away, or just... Yes,
I'm not sure. I haven't been monitoring it, but it looks the same.
perhaps it's due to how quickly they fixed it, or maybe because it reacts the same way as skin. He confuses me. This confuses me. Though we are in this foundation, so what do I expect?
Exactly.
Do you have any other questions that anyone would like to ask? Anyone? I'm pretty much free myself.
I'm fine. I'd like to just send him to bed.
I had one, but it eludes me for the moment. And yes.
They're going to use it as a failsafe.
Absolutely they are.
You can only
What's that?
That's an alarm.
Bad.
What does it mean, though?
That alarm means there's a containment breach. Keter class.
What? What do we do?
We need lockdown.
We
Or
need to
get
lock
out.
down.
We need to get Davis back into his room, then.
No.
What? Hawkman.
What the fuck's with the alarms?
Hawkman.
There's a containment breach right now. We have... It must be 18 minutes. About. To find out what caused it. And to find out what exactly happened.
You're not going to suggest...
I am suggesting it, yes.
Oh.
What the hell do you want?
I am suggesting is that we use you to stop the containment breach. That is all I'm suggesting.
No.
You'll find out the information anyway.
No, what?
Thing.
You want me to stop it? What? You have an 18-minute time window. When you wake up, you can scream at the glass. Or anywhere. We'll come in and ask what's wrong. We don't even know what SCP's broken out yet. Must be multiple.
Have to be.
It's Keter class. So, probably.
Close the door. Don't look at the windows. Don't look at anything. We need to make sure you understand this. If it's as bad as I think it is right now, from my understanding, we are in serious danger. And you are probably the only one that can really fix it in time and without the loss of massive life.
And what if I... You want to fix a containment breach? What the fuck is a containment breach? Multiple
SCPs are out.
Multiple SCPs have broken containment. Multiple broke containment, though. How does multiple break containment?
Something must have happened.
Collusion. Some sort, either inside or outside.
Or maybe something else. Don't tell me it's those fucking assholes again.
What? Okay. Well, how do you want me to do that exactly?
We're going to have to terminate you.
After we figure out which SCPs there are, right?
Correct.
Yes. We will.
And whatever other information we can gather.
We will tell you everything you need to know.
This is
and that you-
bullshit.
Look, we don't want people. This is the only way to save a lot of people.
Even now, I imagine there's multiple dying. And researchers, my friends, my colleagues. Fuck your friends! I watched all of mine die!
And that makes it okay? Like,
You
I get you're an asshole,
You can't
but you're
fix
not that
it.
big of an asshole.
You can't fix it. You can't
Shut
fix it.
the fuck up!
I try to fix what happened to my people.
I know you did. But this is literally the only chance we have. And I get you're fucking pissed. But let me tell you something, we're trying to help you, asshole. And if everybody here dies, you're fucked too. You don't know how anything that you do works. We're figuring it out. If you don't have us, you're fucked, buddy. So do what we fucking ask, and stop being a dickhead.
And what if I just use it to escape?
And what would you do when you escape?
They'd hunt you down again.
I mean, you'd end up right back here.
This
People who
foundation
aren't
would
as
fall,
forgiving.
but others would find you.
People who aren't as nice as us.
This facility might fall. There's more.
There's other groups of people who aren't
Looking
as
for
nice.
you.
Other sites.
Not to threaten you, just to inform you. This is the best chance and the best place you can be right now.
You're out of options, Davis. I'm sorry.
So what? It's this, or I'm stuck.
It's either this or you continually die. Non-stop. Over and over.
My. Do we know who even has? Yet?
I think they're trying to judge who right now, or how many. I don't like the fact that they haven't answered yet. It could be quite a lot. It could be more. It shouldn't
Based
be
on a lack
more.
of response, it's probably a lot. And we're been very big.
Okay. Okay. What happens when they do? When you guys do figure out who, or what did?
Then we stop it, and we continue with the rest of our lives.
We tell you when we find out who it is, what they are. We tell you. We give you the numbers. When we kill you, after that, you wake up. You come tell us. We go
And we
prevent
fix
the
it.
breach, and we prevent people from dying.
Okay. 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 I don't got a choice in the matter.
SCP-173
Those are a lot of SCPs.
Those are dangerous ones. Especially the last one.
The fuck? That's a lot to remember.
The big one to keep in mind there is 682.
Dangerous lizard, basically.
Immortal.
Right?
That hates
Immortal.
people.
Motherfucking. What do I do? How am I ever gonna figure this out?
That's up to you. You'll learn more as you go, right?
And we'll trust you with this information, and we'll help you get more.
How you guys know I'm not lying?
Why would you lie about that?
Yeah, why? How would you know about those things?
My wife's name is Amelia.
Amelia.
And my daughter's name is Abigail.
Motherfucker, I hate this shit.
I'm not gonna give you more information to get in your head, so you just need to know those two things. I won't put
Yeah,
more.
fucking. God fucking damn it. So what now? Just kill me, or what?
Do we have anything to kill him with?
I can ask one of the guards to...
It's safe to go in the hall.
Well, if it's not,
I don't think we'll
he'll
be
die
waiting
another way.
much longer.
Then hurry.
No, we don't have to wait much longer. That beeping means they're going to send a nuke.
A nuke?
Yes.
That's how bad it can get.
Sure.
682 cannot break containment, and it just did.
I can go grab my gun real quick.
Go. Hope she gets back in time. She doesn't die. Fuck. I imagine those are the more important SCPs, the ones they called out. There are probably more,
Much more.
but probably less dangerous than those.
I got it.
I fucking.
Oh, I don't like this. But I don't want to die like this, so I'm sorry.
Wow, you can't fucking aim for shit.
Actually, I hit him right in the fucking head.
You can't fucking aim for shit. There
Sorry,
we go.
Davis was taunting me.